Okay, so let us begin our session by paying respect and homage to the Buddha. Let's recite Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma I pay my respect and homage to Him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened Buddha. Okay, so today is Full Moon Day. Happy Full Moon Day to all of you. And it's good to meditate on Full Moon Day. Not just Full Moon Day, it's good to meditate every day. But this happened to be on our meditation day, so it's very special. And so we have to make our life, our mind, just like full moon. Full of peace, full of happiness, full of joy, full of freedom. So, as you all know, these days I'm talking about happiness a lot. This may be a never-ending topic, but I'm trying to share different aspects of happiness with all of you for your own consideration. The practice, this teaching Dhamma taught by the Buddha is based on 3 steps. The first step is pariyatti, meaning pariyatti means to learn. Second step is patipatti, that is to practice. And the third step is pativeda, that is to realize, understand. So before we practice, we had to learn. We had to have knowledge about what we are doing. And then we try putting the knowledge into action, that is the practice. And the realization, understanding comes from this practice. Last week I talked about 4 types of happiness. I don't know whether you remember those 4 types of happiness, but if you don't, you can go back to listening to the talk from last week on YouTube or Facebook. And so if I repeat that, then it won't be fair. And today I'm going to talk about the 12 types of happiness, meaning being mindful of making your life joyful in 12 steps. And sometimes when you talk about happiness, different steps of happiness, how people share their own experience. Happiness depends on the personality, depends on how they are practicing certain things, and they believe these are the real steps to happiness. I think if you ask from a friend or family member, what does it mean to be happy? What brings you happiness? And they could share. Let's say if you ask for a little child, the little child would say, playing with toys is my happiness. Playing with the police car, the toy, that would make the child happy, or the plane, or the fire truck, or anything, or teddy bear, that would bring happiness to them. So whatever it is, now what I'm trying to do is to share some spiritual steps. You know how sometimes people say people have the tendency to find happiness outside. I think when you go and party with your friends, that would make you happy. When you go on camping, that would make you happy. When you go to a movie, that would make you happy. When you socialize with your friends, that would make you happy. When you go to a restaurant and eat yummy food, that would make you happy. Those are external forms of happiness. But here what I'm sharing is what Buddha meant by this happiness. But he did not talk about these forms of happiness to one group of people all the time. It depended on the situation, on the group, on the people, what they asked about the happiness. So here, Buddha maybe is talking about the happiness to a different group of people in 12 steps, how you could make your life so joyful, happy in 12 steps. So the first step is called Attamhi Jatamhi Sukha Sahaya. So that means the happiness arising from friendships. Sahaya means colleagues. So if you have friends, and especially when you are in need of their help, their support, that would be a real joy, real happiness. It's a bliss, isn't it? Right? I think as social beings, we need help, some moral support, moral happiness. Let's say recently, one young man, he's maybe at 40s, and he has been coming to me to have some conversations time to time, and he maintained that spiritual friendship. And so every time he goes through some troubles, let's say emotional, psychological problems, he would reach out to me. First he would text me to see whether I'm here. So when I say, yeah, I'm here, so he would drop by. And of course I would make a cup of tea, and then we talk about a lot of things. So this time he's going through maybe some separation or divorce, you know. and then, you know, although he had some other friends, but he has chosen me as his spiritual friend to talk about his personal stuff. And he said, I need your help. I need your support. I need your spiritual support, your emotional support. He's not asking for the material support. He already has material support because he works, he has a good job, he makes a decent, he has a decent income. But with that decent income, with that wealth, you can solve this kind of problem. And so he came to me, and because his heart is so heavy, he can't concentrate, and he's feeling ashamed of going through this. He thought he had a very solid relationship and the family life, but he never thought he would go through this trouble. And so I said, don't worry, let's sit down, let's enjoy. Don't worry about this separation divorce. Let's enjoy the tea. You're here at the temple, you're here with the urban Buddhist monk, let's enjoy the tea and let's discuss what's happening here. And so, we talked about a lot of stuff, and then I was kind of making a joke. In Asia, there is a kind of saying, there is not just only one fish in the ocean. Do you get it? So there are so many colorful fish in the ocean. So why do you have to go through this suffering just for this one? Well, first let's try to make it up and let's see whether it is workable or not. If not, I'm here. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm here. You can always have my shoulder. That's what I say to everyone who will sing. You have a shoulder. Although you have no world, no one else, always be mindful. You have a shoulder of a Buddhist monk. You can always trust this monk. I'm always here, anytime. I'm in town, you know my address, you know where I'm staying at, you know what I'm doing, you know all my social media, and you can message in Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or TikTok, or you have my personal number, you can text me, you can send me an email, and you can always reach out to me through all these channels. And so, and then as we talked about a lot of stuff, and I said, is it possible to have a conversation with your partner? And they said, okay, let me say, I also know the partner, so I reached out to her. I said, I know what you're going through. Can we have some mindful tea and have a friendly conversation, spiritual conversation? Yes, Bhante. So she came over here, and then I listened to her version of the story. First I listened to his version of the story, and then third time I asked them to come together. And then we had a nice conversation over tea, and guess what? At the end, everything worked out. So both of them started thanking me for being there for them. So I think for us, no matter how powerful, how rich we are, how influential we are, sometimes when we go through some personal problems, I think, I believe I can definitely help Justin, Trudeau and Sophie if they reach out to me. I know you know this story, but we monks have some spiritual ways to help those people. And as you know, I'm the person who likes to fix the problem, and repair, if there's repair the problem. And so there is a way to handle these problems, and sometimes people need a friend, a colleague to help. Even sometimes there was a family, the young family, they were also going through some financial problems, and the wife got into dentistry program, not in the country, but in European country, but they don't have enough. So the husband was going around asking her, but he also reached out to me. I said, well, as a monk, I don't work, but whatever honorariums I receive, sometimes I save honorariums to help people. You know that I do a lot of kindful activities in different countries. And so I said, I can manage to give you 1K. And so if you think that would help you, I wouldn't mind giving it to you. So he greatly appreciated that. So I helped him in that way. So now the wife is a dentist. So after graduating, came to me saying, "Oh, Bhante, thank you so much for being there for us. Even that helped me a lot." Then when I went to Europe, in Paris, end of May, there was a young family, a couple, and so the husband was a Buddhist monk in Thailand. I think he was studying. He had no support, so he reached out to me via social media. He said, "Bhante, I'm studying. I got stuck with this much. Can you help me?" So, I said, "Okay, I will help because you were studying." And so I sent him some help. But then I forgot, so because we don't keep the record. So when I went to Paris, then he of course told his wife and his family, and he came to see me with much respect and with a heart full of gratitude, and just how Buddhist people bow to the monks. He basically touched my feet and started bowing to me, saying, "Bhante, thank you for helping me." I said, "When did I help you?" I don't remember. He said, "No, when I was in Thailand, I was the monk before." So now I'm here, I disrobed, I got married. Because of you, I was able to finish my studies. So how sometimes you have to take the risk to help. But if you have some friends or family members, colleagues who could help you when you are in need, so it is a joy, it is a bliss, it's a happiness. So it's always good to have a good friendship. So then, of course, there are so many stories, and see whether you could be such a person if you believe in that. So now, see, these people are acknowledging our help, and it's making us very happy. I mean, I feel very happy when I never expected the gratitude from that person in Paris, but he acknowledged, So I felt very happy for that. So it's always good to have good friends. And the second type of happiness is called tutti sukhaya itari tarena. So that means being content with whatever is available for you. Right? So, how sometimes people have this attitude, mentality, nature, I want this, I want that, this is not enough, and that is not enough, I want more than that. So if we have that kind of attitude, it's going to make us miserable. But if you could be happy with whatever you have, that is a spiritual quality, by the way. If you can be content with whatever is available in your life, maybe a plate of rice for the day. Okay, I don't need 3 meals, but at least I have 1 meal, so let me be happy with that. And there are so many people, they don't even have a meal a day. So in that way you see the positive side, like what you have. Like this is in line with modern neuroscience research. If you always look at what you don't have, that is going to make you miserable. But if you can train yourself to look at whatever you have, whatever is available for you, then you feel strong, emotionally very strong and healthy, and you feel happy with that. So it's like us, the monks, we are happy with whatever we are given. We are not demanding. Even sometimes people have so much respect for us, and they say, Bhante, what do you need? Shall we prepare this, prepare that? I say, no, whatever you offer to us, we are going to be content with that. We don't demand. You know how sometimes people demand, you know. And I have heard some comments like people, like one time it was a family get together. It's a mixed family, so I'm also a part of that family. They highly respect me. It's a Canadian family. So they invited me to join that get together. And then, you know, I was happy with just a cup of tea and a cup of soup, and that's it. But they had a pastor, and he was kind of demanding this, demanding that. This is not enough, that is not enough. You know, I want that kind of drink, not this drink. You know. So then, following day, they called me. I said, Bhante, we are happy that you are in our life. So I'm not saying that past is bad, but sometimes, you know, when you demand too much from others, that causes a lot of discontent, unhappiness in people's lives. So people distance from you. And also, like in Buddhist, this is advice given to us by our monastic teachers, and also this is in line with the Buddha's teaching. It's like I have to tell these stories, you know, to make you understand. I may not be able to finish all the things, but let me try. But I have to tell you this story. One time, a group of monks went to a cave to meditate, and so they found the beautiful cave. It was so nice, the beautiful forest, a lot of trees, and it's very pleasing. And then there was a problem. And what was the problem? There is a cobra inside the cave. With this cobra inside the cave, how can I meditate? So cobra was not going anywhere. So this group of monks went back to the Buddha, and they said, Lord, we found a nice cave, nice place to meditate, to spend the rainy season, but there is a problem. I said, what's the problem? There's a cobra inside. He's not going anywhere. So what can we do? Then the Buddha said, monks, that is the right place for you to meditate. Go back there to right that place, but you do this. That cobra has a very precious stone, okay? And that is his treasure. So you go and ask for it, demand for it. Hey cobra, give that precious stone to us. So then these monks were very happy. They went right back to that cave. And first day they asked for this precious stone. The cobra was not happy. He was very displeased. Second day they asked for it. The cobra started shrinking. Third day they asked for it. The cobra disappeared. And the monks were very happy. They said, Lord, your technique worked out. The cobra, we asked for his precious stone, and he went away. He disappeared. The Buddha said, monks, I intentionally asked you to do this for a reason. What's the reason? You know, that precious stone is very precious to the cobra. When you asked for it, first day he was very unhappy. Second day you asked for it, he started shrinking. Third day you asked for it, it disappeared. So in the same way, O monks, when you ask for something from the lay people, they are going to be displeased. Second time you ask for it, something, they are going to criticize you, and third time you ask for it, they are going to disappear from your life. So you should never ever ask for anything from others. Whatever they give, be content, be happy. Right? So, in the same way, how sometimes in family life, between the partners, there are some arguments, this is not enough, that is not enough, and they demand this and that. So then that causes a lot of bruises, a lot of problems, a lot of pains and sufferings. But if you can practice spirituality and make you happy with whatever you have, and then it's a bliss for you. It's a blessing for you. You become joyful. You become very happy. And even here, a lot of people, when they invite us, what can we prepare for you, and what can we give you as gift? But we never tell anything. We never tell them what to bring, what to offer. And our monastic tradition is, we have a begging bowl. The begging bowl is called patra, alms receiving. Instead of saying begging bowl, no, we should say alms receiving, food receiving bowl, okay? So we are given this alms receiving bowl to go around, and then like how in the meditation in the park we did, we went around. We never told people what to bring, but spontaneously told them we have a monastic practice. So you brought your own lunch, and if you like, you can serve a half a spoon of your food to us. And people were very happy. And they were happy and they wanted to give more, but we said, no, this just half a spoon is enough. So it's like that. People give us whatever they have, we are happy with that. We just receive it. And we give thanks, we give blessings, we say thank you. And so it's a spiritual quality. Now if you truly believe in happiness, this is something to be mindful of, to be contented with whatever you have. Even being content with your own look. How sometimes the young people, they are not happy the way they look. They want to be someone else. Right? And they are not happy with the costumes, the outfits they have. They want more. And I think that today's consumerism knows all this. People want more. And people always feel incomplete. That's why they have this technology, right? Let's say iPhone. It starts with iPhone 3, 3G, then iPhone 4, 4S, the 5, 5S, 6, now, I don't know, what is it? I also have an iPhone, but I don't keep the track. Is iPhone 14 now or 15? Is it 14? 14? Yeah, 14. And also they have 14 and 14 Max? Yeah, something like that. And then how, yeah?
Is it okay if I ask a question?
Okay, yeah.
You talk about looking at what you have, what's positive. When it comes to a relationship with a person, or even with yourself, what do you have to say on the fact that there may be positive qualities that you recognize, but does that mean that there may be negative things that outweigh those positives? You can't always accept that relationship with whatever object it is. It may need to change or improve something. Being able to recognize both. Do you follow what I'm saying? Because you can't just look at positive to the detriment of something that's harmful if what is negative is harmful to you.
Yeah, that is also a good point. I mean, you can't find any person in this world who is 100% perfect, right? And people have both positivity, negativity, both pros and cons. So even I mean, I think that's the whole purpose of having this concept called what do you call dating. You start dating someone to get to know the person, but there are people they have dated the person for 5-6 years, and knowing that, oh, I know the person now, and after the marriage, within a month, they get separated and they get divorced, and because every person has some weaknesses, every person has some imperfections. So now, if the both husband and wife, boyfriend girlfriend, if they can acknowledge that, it's like maybe I am accepting you for who you are, and at the same time, it's always good to talk about it's good to be mindful of our weaknesses too, imperfections, and at the same time see whether we can make some improvement, see whether we can remove the weaknesses, and one thing we had to understand, we always say, we not all are arhants, we all not enlightened beings, we are not perfect. So we are practicing dharma for that perfection, to remove the weaknesses, because everybody has weaknesses like greed, anger, jealousy, pride, conceit, ego, and all these things. So these are not visible, unfortunately. People could act like they are perfect, and that's why I think people dress up so nicely, and people get caught up with that. They get caught to that perfectionism, external perfectionism. But although you're perfectly looking beautiful, handsome, but internally you have those weaknesses. That's the very reason why we are practicing dharma. That's why we are practicing meditation, to become mindful of this. And you have to acknowledge, like those days I had this habit of comparing myself to someone else, and that this was when I was very young. And then I realized now, through the practice of dharma, no, I can't be that person. I don't have to compare. I have my own beauty. Then I look at how people are coming to me, how people are appreciating what I'm doing. So I shift my attention to those strengths that I have. And then I recognize for a fact that comparison destroys my own peace of mind. So then I made a choice. Do I live my life that, or do I live my life completely different from that person, and through the practice of dharma? So it's a strength for me. So I was able to remove that, and then I feel very happy. So let that person be like that. Let me be a person like who I am right now. So it's good to be mindful of both weaknesses and the strengths. And we are practicing dharma. In fact, there is a story. I always tell this story. It's like why we practice dharma. We practice dharma to correct ourselves, to make ourselves perfect. Now, the society has the habit of trashing the people, putting the people into garbage for their weaknesses. Saying, you're not good, you're like this, you're like that, you're a piece of rubbish, trash, garbage, and you're not good at all. But the dharma is not about throwing the people into garbage like that. Dharma, although a person has 99% weaknesses, the very same person also has at least 1% goodness. So then, what we do is, we highlight that 1% goodness, and through that, see whether we can minimize the weaknesses one by one, and see whether we can maximize the 1% goodness that person has. So, we have a famous story, the story of Angulimala, who was a serial killer. Right? This is a long story. And the whole kingdom started hating him because they were scared of him. And now they were trying to catch him and kill him. But Buddha was able to transform him. According to the story, he was honoring his teacher with 1,000 fingers. And he had 999 fingers except one. So to complete that, he was looking for people, but people, how people hide, in our time, snipers, how they kill because of the sniper, they stay home. And so people started staying home. So now he's looking for a person hiding by the road. And then his own mother was about to travel through that road looking for the son, and at the same time the Buddha also noticed, oh my goodness, this person, Angulimala, has the capacity to become enlightened, but if he kills his own mother, he's going to lose that opportunity. So the Buddha intervened. So the Buddha came between the mother and the serial killer, and Buddha was walking on the street, and then the serial killer was very happy. Finally, there is a person on the street. So he started running towards the Buddha to kill him, but the Buddha used his own magic power, and then Buddha kept walking slowly. But the serial killer felt like he was running from him. Then he said, hey, Shramana is the mendicant, stop, why are you running? The Buddha said, Angulimala, I have stopped running long time ago. It's you who is still running. What do you mean? No, you're running. You're running, you're scared of me. The Buddha said, no. I have stopped running long time ago. Now it's you who is still running. So then the Buddha said, the serial killer said, so what do you mean? Look, then Buddha said, I have stopped all this greed, anger, hatred, violence, killing people, stealing people, things, and all the wrong things. But you're still running with all this. That means weaknesses. And then he realized nobody has spoken to him like this. Now he woken up to this reality. And then he realized the mistake he made. And he said, what can I do now? Can you help me? Then the Buddha said, okay, come with me. So the Buddha took him to his monastery and asked his chief disciples to ordain him. Now he became an ordained disciple of the Buddha. And then the king was about to go out to capture the serial killer. But before that he went to get the Buddha's blessings. And so when the king went there, the king said, Lord, I'm about to go out with my soldiers to capture this serial killer. I need your blessings. The Buddha said, Oh, your Majesty, oh great king, what if that serial killer is among here with us, among my disciples? What would you do? Then the king said, oh Lord, no, it is not possible. He's a serial killer. Then the Buddha said, Your Majesty, I that the person you're looking for is up there. That is Angulimala. He's a completely changed person now. So he became an enlightened being. So it's like we practice dharma not to trash people. But I think this could be a big argument among the people. How could you? I think the society, then the mentality of the society is, if somebody hurts you, you have to hurt that person. You have to kill that person. You have to prison that person. Even how people say, even 10 years imprisonment is not enough, you know. So, but anyway, that is a different story. But this is the deep understanding. You need the wisdom. So we are practicing dharma to remove all these weaknesses from our heart and mind. But first we need to acknowledge it. So what Buddha did was here, he made this serial killer realize his own weaknesses, what he was doing. Then he realized, yes, I made a big mistake. What can I do now? Can you help me? It's like how people come here because of some troubles and they seek some spiritual counseling. I listen to their stories, then I share some tips, share some knowledge and give them motivation, inspiration, encourage them to get into meditation, And through the practice of dharma, meditation, they feel hope, they become hopeful. So everybody has, weaknesses. So anyways, so I think that's why we need good friendship. That's why we need good friends. And then if you have your own weaknesses, one thing you have to understand, there's no way that you can change someone else. But you have the power to change yourself. So then other person who is living with you has to know the power of your change in order to, how a person's change has impact on others to change themselves. So Buddha, that is what Buddha did, and Mahatma Gandhi reiterated that. He said, be the change you would like to see in the world. So if you want, I think that is the whole purpose now. We are trying to build a kindful nation, mindful and kind nation. So we try our best to become kind and mindful, and through our personal behavioral change, attitude change, habitual change, mentality change, we try to bring a positive change on others. So this is something that we could do. So then, so again, think about this. This is not that you must follow this. As I said at the beginning, we are sharing these insights to reflect on that. See, how does it speak to you? Like, are you trying to change someone else without changing yourself? It doesn't work that way. So you have to change. You have to learn to change yourself. You have to learn to remove your weaknesses from your mind and heart. And then, you walk on the street, you talk to other people as a changed person, and then they will try to say, this is what also the Buddha did. He did not go to change the world. He changed himself. Then he returned to the society as a changed person and walked on the street. And people, bystanders, saw him. He said, look at this person. He's looking so happy, peaceful, serene. He's different. What kind of person is he? Where does he come from? What kind of practice does he do? Whose teacher is that? So they had all kinds of assumptions. He could be like this, he could be like that. Then they approached him. They said, who are you? Then the Buddha said, there's a beautiful story again. He said, could you be God? He said, no, I'm not God. Could you be a Gandhapa, the celestial mystery? He said, no. Could you be a devil, a Satan? He said, no. Then, could you be a human being? Then he said, no, I'm not even a human being. Now, then what are you? Then said, if you like, you can call me the Buddha. Buddha means enlightened, awakened. And so that Buddha gives the reason why he refused to identify himself like God, celestial, musician, devil, and human being. He said, whatever weaknesses they have, those weaknesses are not visible in me. I have become free. I have awakened to the truth. So if you like, you can call me the Buddha. So then they became interested in this. They said, okay, we are interested in what you have become. Then he taught the path to enlightenment, and they also become like him. So this is how you change. People have weaknesses. You have to acknowledge that. But you also have your own weaknesses. Then you take some steps to change yourself before changing others. Anyways, I think we just talked about just 2 steps. We also had to meditate, no? Maybe next week I will try to finish the rest, okay? So even here, when you meditate, you have to be content with the present moment. You have to be content with the cushion you're provided, the mat you're provided. You have to be content with this moment. And if you start daydreaming, thinking of what happened in the past, what's going to happen in the future, then everything is going to be very troublesome for you. So be content with yourself now for this moment, okay? Alright, so let's meditate. So I would like all of you to assume a very nice and comfortable posture for meditation. And if you would like to meditate like the Buddha, you could assume the sitting posture like the Buddha, having the back straight, but neither too rigid nor too loose. You can rest your hands on your lap, right hand on the left one. And you could have your eyes closed. Now slowly and gently bring your full attention to the present moment. Simply unplug your mind from the past, unplug your mind from the future, and bring your mind to the present moment. Now imagine the turtle. When the turtle sees the dangers in the environment, it chooses to go inside its own hard shell, because that is the safe zone. In the same way, present moment is your safe zone, green zone for you. So choose to go inside your own shell, the present moment. As you remain in the present moment, you can take a deep breath and let your whole body relax. One more time. You can take a deep breath, this time through the nostril. Hold the breath for a few seconds, then slowly let it out through the nostril. Let the whole body go into relaxation. Now kindly remind yourself, I'm practicing meditation for freedom, liberation, for peace, for happiness, for relief, for light, for wisdom, for enlightenment. With this good intention in mind, see whether you can be grateful for this opportunity to practice meditation. See whether you can be grateful for what you have heard today, some steps to making yourself joyful, happy. Let your mind and heart become full of feelings of gratitude. Let the feelings of gratitude overflow in your heart and mind. And let such feelings of gratitude reach out to every part of your body. Let the whole body become an embodiment of gratitude. Make a determination, no matter what happens, I'm going to be content with this moment. This moment is enough. And be determined to go from moment to moment on purpose, consciously, contentment, and with this determination, you can listen to the sound of the meditation bell and let yourself remain grounded in this moment. Now slowly and gently bring your full attention to the ingoing and outgoing breath. Keeping your mind in between the nose tip and upper lip. Let your mind watch and feel the breath entering and leaving through the nostril. and breathe in and out with 100% attention. So mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out, and relax. As you keep breathing in and out mindfully, also breathe in and out slowly. There's no rush. The way the turtle keeps moving forward slowly, in the same way, keep moving forward by breathing in and out slowly and relax. As you keep breathing in and out slowly, at the same time, see whether you can breathe in and out with 100% silence. So breathe in, breathe out silently and relax. As you keep breathing in and out silently, you also can add kindness into this practice. Allow yourself to become kind, gentle, and soft. Be full of kindness. So kindful of breathe in, kindful of breathe out. You can continue breathing in and out slowly, silently, mindfully, and kindfully. Keep relaxing. slowly come out from meditation and feel free to stretch your legs and hands and remain relaxed. Okay, so I'm going to do a brief blessing chanting. To receive blessings, you may bring your palms to your heart. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhana bhavina sada sati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammana bhavina sada sati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghana bhavina sada sati bhavantu te. By the power of the meditation, by the power of the noble triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, may you all be well, happy and peaceful. May you all be free from all sufferings and pains. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. Finally, may you all experience the happiness, the bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right, so that's it for today. I will see you all next Wednesday. Good night. Sukhi Hotu.